सब्सक्राइब कीजिए हमारे चैनल डिफेसिस को और दबाइए बेल बटन को ताकि आपको मिल सके हमारी वीडियोस की अपडेट सबसे पहले।
The PLA's aggressive deployment in eastern Ladakh and its potential of quickly escalating into a full-blown conflict has seen the Indian Army going in for fast-track purchases to meet equipment shortfalls. On the list is a requirement for up to 300 air-transportable light tanks. There is a debate underway within the government. A section of the establishment favors imports, another wants the light tanks to be built indigenously. Top candidates for fast-track imports include Russia's 18-ton Sprut light tank. The Sprut's 125mm main gun, derived from Russian MBTs, means commonality of ammunition with the Army's existing T-90 and T-72 tanks. The Russian side indicates that the first 20 tanks could be made available in a few months. The indigenous alternative is a DRDO L&T team-up for a 35-ton tank based on the Army's in-service K9 Vajra 155mm self-propelled howitzer. Discussions over the last 2 years have picked up speed. The project aims to field the first 3 tank prototypes in 18 months at a project cost of under 200 crore. The DRDO design swaps the K9's 155 to 52mm howitzer with a modular turret and 105mm gun made by Belgian firm John Cockerell Defence SA. The gun can fire at a 42-degree elevation, suited for mountain warfare. L&T's highly automated production lines set to be idle by the year end can churn these tanks at a rate of nearly 100 tanks a year. The K9 light tank's 1000 horsepower engine will give it a power-to-weight ratio of 28 horsepower per ton. The Pakistani military establishment has planned a series of events, from a domestic media blitz to protests abroad, for the first anniversary of India's decision to scrap Article 370 and bifurcate Jammu and Kashmir into 2 union territories. The Indian government had announced the decision on the 5th of August last year, and Pakistan is observing the day as Black Day. Indian security agencies have managed to get a copy of the events being planned, and the list is exhaustive. Among Pakistan's plans is a foreign media corps trip to the line of control, as well as one for the United Nations Military Observer Group in India and Pakistan. A white paper is also scheduled to be handed over to the United Nations Military Observer Group in India and Pakistan. A number of packages criticizing the Indian government have been made for Pakistani TV news channels, who are also supposed to turn their logos black. The Pakistani documents reveal that a detailed statement has been worked out by the Pakistani military's PR arm, Inter-Services Public Relations or ISPR. The planning is so in-depth that even the Twitter schedule of the Director General of ISPR is listed. All Pakistani embassies have been asked to hold programs and protest rallies against India on the Kashmir issue. A lot of planning has gone into the so-called Black Day. It shows the extent of propaganda planning that goes on in Pakistan, a source in the defense and security establishment said. Various departments, including intelligence agency IC, have been made responsible for specific programs. Everything has to do with creating an impact. The Pakistani establishment has planned various social media trends surrounding Black Day and Kashmir. Aimed varying reports related to the telephone conversation between Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her Pakistani counterpart Imran Khan. Bangladesh's foreign minister has clearly spelt out where the relations between Islamabad and Dhaka stand. During a TV debate in a Bangladeshi channel News 24 on relationship between India and Bangladesh, when asked about the recent developments with regards to Pakistan, Bangladesh Foreign Minister Abdul Momen said Pakistan Prime Minister's call was a routine diplomatic norm and has nothing to do with any other issues. While Pakistan tried to hype the call by raising the issue of Kashmir in their press statement, the Bangladeshi foreign minister said, such issues were unnecessarily hyped. He added, in fact, in the last 2 years we haven't had a Pakistani envoy posted here. It was only in January that the new Pakistani High Commissioner presented his credentials. As the foreign minister, I had to meet him as a routine exercise, but the meeting could not materialize until July 1 due to the lockdown. On the issue of the recent tensions between India and China impacting ties with Bangladesh of both the nations, Abdul Momen asserted that both India and China were its neighbors and that both the nations always had a big heart for Bangladesh. Elaborating on the need for Pakistan to accept that genocide was committed, he said, "I finally met him on July 1, and told the High Commissioner that if Pakistan wanted its ties to be bettered with Bangladesh, then they would have to officially acknowledge the genocide committed against our people, which still remains as a matter of deep pain among Bangladeshis. Only then can we move forward. I get very disturbed with the various interpretations that have taken place with regards to Pakistan." India has banned 47 Chinese apps which were clones of 59 Chinese apps which were banned in June. These include TikTok Lite, Cam Scanner Advance. Order was issued on Friday. The comes even as Indian government tighten rule for Chinese companies to invest in India. Last week India amended General Financial Rules 2017, making it difficult for Chinese companies to be part of government procurement. The order said, any bidder from countries sharing a land border with India will be eligible to bid in any procurement, whether of goods, services, including consultancy services and non-consultancy services, or works, including turnkey projects, only if the bidder is registered with the competent authority. The competent authority for registration will be the Registration Committee constituted by the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT. Political and security clearance from the Ministries of External and Home Affairs respectively will be mandatory. On June 29, India banned 59 Chinese apps including popular TikTok app after a violent face-off at Line of Actual Control in eastern Ladakh in which 20 Indian soldiers died. Chinese forces also suffered casualties but haven't come out with a number. India on Monday handed over 10 broad-gauge diesel locomotives to Bangladesh, strengthening the neighbouring country's railway infrastructure. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar flagged off the locomotives online in the presence of Railway Minister Piyush Goyal and several dignitaries from across the border. The locomotives, flagged off virtually from Bengal's Jeed station in the Nadia district, was received by Bangladesh at the border station in Dishana. With the Chinese People's Liberation Army deploying close to 50,000 troops in Aksai Chin, the Indian Army for the first time has deployed a squadron, 12, T-90 missile-firing tanks, armoured personnel carriers, APCs, and a full troop brigade, 4,000 men, at Daulat Beg Oldi to prevent any Chinese aggression from the Sheikh-Gam Karakoram Pass axis, according to top military commanders familiar with the matter. India's last outpost at Daulat Beg Oldi lies at a height of 16,000 feet just south of Karakoram Pass and on banks of Chipchap River, north of the Galwan-Shyok confluence. As some bridges on the Darbuk-Shyok-Daulat Beg Oldi road cannot handle the weight of a 46-ton T-90 tank, the Indian Army commanders sent the T-90 tanks after the June 15 Galwan flare-up by fording the rivers and rivulets using specialized equipment. The armored personnel carriers or infantry combat vehicles, M777 plus 155 mm howitzers, and 130 mm guns had already been sent to DBO after Chinese aggression at patrolling points 14, 15, 16, 17 and the Pangong Tso finger features. While India and China have decided to first totally disengage and then to escalate from the area, the Indian Army is not only matching troop strength but also keenly watching the PLA deployment of tanks, air defense radars and surface-to-air missiles in Aksai Chin.